back. You're watching Win-Win Power News. Well, all eyes are on BHEL now. With plans to add around 78,000 megawatt of power in 5 years, the Power Ministry has expressed concerns whether BHEL has the capability to meet the requirements for power machinery. BHEL is the only state-owned unit in the domestic power equipment market and accounts for a majority of equipment installed in Indian power plants. The delays in supply of machines by the company have often been cited by the government as a major reason for failure to meet the power capacity addition targets in the country.
Considering the large capacity addition plan in the country during the 11th and the 12th five-year plans, it is absolutely essential to see that the projects are completed on time without any delays. But delays have been one of the major concerns in the power sector, mostly due to the power plant equipment supply, EPC and BOP related issues.
There has been a lot of delays of manufacturers supplying in time. The reasons are mainly raw material related, exchange control related, price fluctuations. I'm not sure if the manufacturing capacity per se in India is the reason. I think it is got to do with the current economic scenario. It got to do with a couple of other issues than pure manufacturing. And coming to the suppliers of balance of plant, there has been a number of discussions in the ministry that there are not many manufacturers in the balance of plant. Actually, who needs them? We would like to have this balance of plant also imported from outside. It's our paradigm of thinking that the entire boiler turbine generator should be imported and balance of plant we should look for it in India. It's not a must. Why we do it? It's because of the exchange controls. It's because of the importation duties and customs duty. It's because of difficulties in importing. Otherwise, balance of plant is also equally cheap outside the country, and there is no need to fall back on the Indian manufacturers.
Parliamentary Standing Committee on Energy in its report has observed that 53% of capacity target during the 10th plan has slipped to 11th plan. Of this, major slippage has been due to delay in supercritical technology and supply of equipment and materials by BHEL. The committee has recommended that to ensure that the capacity addition does not suffer during the 11th plan due to delay on the part of BHEL, the government should go for international competitive bidding for procuring equipment from other suppliers as well. Around 5 major joint ventures are in place in power plant equipment manufacturing, as there is a need to expand the domestic power equipment manufacturing capability as well as to strengthen the related manufacturing activities including balance of plant, EPC for power plants. The joint ventures would carry out engineering, procurement and construction contracts for power plants and other infrastructure projects including plant engineering, project management, quality insurance, quality control, procurement, logistics, site management, erection and commissioning services. The government has also decided to ask these joint venture companies to specially concentrate on providing for balance of plant works too. Recently, the government has approved a bulk order for power equipment for an investment of 40,000 crore rupees for the upcoming thermal power plants of NTPC and Damodar Valley Corporation, a move that will help overcome power shortage in the country. The Cabinet Committee on Infrastructure approved the proposals for induction of supercritical technology through bulk order for 11 units of 660 megawatts each by NTPC and DVC. The most important condition for this approval is the development of phased indigenous manufacturing of supercritical equipment in the country, as there is a necessary precondition of domestic manufacturing base in order to bid for the bulk order.
I think Government of India is already working on a proposal to give committed orders to some of these manufacturing facilities so that they can really take off. I think soon NTPC and other CPSUs are going to really work out some of the tenders in which they are going to give preference to the new entities which are being set up. So if that happens and at least one or two of them are able to take shape and set up their manufacturing facilities, I think we will, going forward in 12th plan and subsequent plans, we are going to see a lot of value addition and a lot of capacity addition coming from the domestic manufacturing.
Since BHEL is the only major equipment supplier, the joint ventures are a significant step forward in reinforcing the Indian government's vision of a new India. It also shows the government's strong technological orientation towards making India a hub for power equipment manufacturing. Well, to talk in detail on power plant equipment supply and BOP related issues, we have with us Mr. R.V. Shahi, former Secretary Power, Government of India. Very good evening to you, Mr. Shahi.
Good evening.
Mr. Shahi, tell us, power plant equipment supply, BOP and EPC are the major components of Accelerated Power Capacity Addition Program. How much have these factors affected the ongoing projects to be commissioned in the 11th five-year plan, where against the target of 78,577 megawatt, only 60,000 megawatt is supposed to be achieved?
You see, there are a large number of factors which contribute to delays in commissioning of the power projects, number of them. It could be environmental clearance, it could be land, it could be finance, it could be construction erection agencies. We have identified these factors, and if we rank which is the most important factor and most crucial factor which affects the project completion, I would say equipment supply would come at the top. Because in the 10th plan we saw a large number of projects got shifted to 11th plan, and that number could be many, almost 11 to 12,000 megawatt capacity, which we wanted to commission, and they were due to be commissioned in the last year of the 10th plan, got shifted to the first and second year of the 11th plan, mainly because equipment supplies were not made in time. The equipment supplies get delayed in the range of 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, even more. And I am not saying that this is only relevant to main plant, boiler, turbine, generator, which BHEL and other agencies give. I am also saying this includes the balance of plants. All put together, equipment supply delays contributes the most in terms of the delay of the commissioning of the project.
Okay, now tell us, around 5 major joint ventures are in place in power plant equipment manufacturing. Whether these manufacturers would also supply plants equipment for the projects to be commissioned in the 12th five-year plan?
See, we identified this problem during the 10th plan somewhere in 2004, early 2004, and from the Power Ministry we started putting a lot of pressure on BHEL to upgrade and to expand their capacities, both in Trichy for boiler and in Hardwar for turbine and generators. It yielded some results. They made the plan, got delayed. They thought they would be able to expand by about 10,000 megawatt by the end of 10th plan, that is March 2007. It could happen only toward the beginning of 2008. But this pressure worked. Our minister, Mr. Shinde, mentioned this. All of us in the Ministry of Power, in various fora, we mentioned this. So as a result, now at least 4 or 5 manufacturers are coming up. I would feel that in next 2 to 3 years, BHEL capacity would further rise. Capacities of manufacturing in these plants would also increase. And in 2 to 3 years' time, we should feel that we would have something like 15 to 18,000 megawatt of domestic capacity. In 5 years' time, it could be plus 20,000 megawatt of domestic main plant, boiler, turbine and generators. Also in the balance of plants, some awakening has happened. I wouldn't say a lot has happened, but something is moving up. And I would feel that corresponding to about 20-25,000 megawatt of domestic manufacturing capacity on the main plant, commensurate capacities increase should take place on balance of plants. Having said this, I should also say that power plant owners, whether it is NTPC, other private sector companies, state sector companies, they must recognize that unless we have right qualifying requirement, because if we say that the agencies should have had the experience of 2 years, then new agencies would not come. So to create manufacturing capacity, expand manufacturing capacity in the country in terms of boiler, turbine, generator and in terms of balance of plants, onus also lies, apart from the manufacturers themselves, on the utilities. Utilities must work out their qualifying requirements so that domestic manufacturing capacity development is encouraged.
Well, according to you, what should be the strategy and pre-planning from the government as well as the developer side so that the 12th five-year plan target does not slip?
No, the 10th plan preparations that we did, you see in 11th plan we are reaping the benefit, because in the 10th plan, because in the 9th plan our preparation was such that we had hardly 20,000 megawatt or less than 20,000 megawatt under construction in the beginning of 10th plan. Now, learning from there, in the entire 10th plan, we started preparing also for 11th plan. And the result was that when we started the 11th plan, we had 50,000 megawatt under construction. and that is the one which will definitely come. A little more will come. About 7,000-8,000 megawatt, 10,000 megawatt, which were placed orders and construction started in the first year of 11th plan, will also come. So our own assessment is that somewhere around 60,000 megawatt should definitely come in the 11th plan. Now that experience of 10th plan was translated for the 11th plan, and the same trend continues for the 12th plan. So the lesson is that if you want to do something in the next plan, plan for it in the present plan. If you are able to get off the ground certain amount of capacity, suppose we want to do 100,000 megawatt in the 12th plan. When we begin 12th plan, almost 100,000 megawatts will be under construction. And I would feel that type of awakening has come now. Manufacturing capacity should keep pace. I wouldn't say that entire capacity which would be created in the country would be only from domestic manufacturing. There would be capacity which would be also import based. A good balance would happen, but definitely in coming plans, including this plan, the country should be doing much better.
In the present global scenario, do you feel the domestic equipment manufacturers will have a tough competition from foreign manufacturers, mainly Chinese equipment suppliers?
I wouldn't say tough competition because the demand is so large. Take for example the BHEL order book position. BHEL has more than 130,000 crores worth order now. Its capacity is much less, so it has to expand its capacity much more. Competition would be there, but not tough competition, because the supply side is less than the demand side today. As I said, that if we have to do 100,000 megawatt in the 12th plan, we must have larger domestic manufacturing capacity. What I said was that even though the new manufacturing facilities come up, for the 12th plan they wouldn't be ripe for more than 15 or 18,000 megawatt per year. So therefore, there would be orders for all of them. But that is not to say that there is no competition at all, because BHEL does have competition from Chinese companies. 80,000 megawatt projects which are under construction, and they are for 11th plan identified, may slip to 12th plan. 20,000 megawatt are from China and other places. So therefore, a major portion of equipment supply orders are also going to the other manufacturers outside BHEL or outside other domestic manufacturers. So I think competition would be there, but I wouldn't say the tough competition would be there.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Shahi, for joining us. According to him, there will be a competition for the domestic equipment manufacturers, but it will not be very tough. Ahead in the bulletin, we'll be joined by Mr. K. Ravikumar, the immediate past chairman and managing director, BHEL. Stay tuned.